Now to Aurora, where the Aurora Public School Board also met tonight and heard from 3 finalists for the superintendent job. Nia Campbell is the APS's chief academic officer. Michael Giles is currently the assistant superintendent for Cherry Creek Schools. And Andre Wright is the former chief academic officer for APS. All 3 made their cases to the board. Wright has been in the news recently after his name was linked to a former principal accused of stealing money and fixing grades. Wright was mentioned in the court documents outlining the embezzlement case. That former principal, Ron Fay, and his secretary are accused of taking more than $100,000. The report also points out that hundreds of students had their grades changed. Our investigator, Karen Morfitt, was the first to report on that case. Wright agreed to talk with her about the stolen money and those grades.
The investigation into former principal Ron Fay and his office assistant Jill Watkins has prompted former staff and students to come forward, saying they knew something wasn't right years ago. Carrie Smith was a teacher at Rangeview under Fay.
If you had too many kids failing, he changed your grades.
Kyra Nolan was a sophomore there when she called for his resignation.
You would think that if I could have figured it out, that people in the district could have figured it out.
The police report includes an internal APS audit. $60,000 of the money lost was approved for a position at Gateway that Fay never filled. Then Chief Academic Officer Andre Wright approved that allocation, but following up on how it was spent.
That's not something that I managed.
But who is supposed to?
Right, the building principal, along with the people that they work with from budget and finance.
So budget and finance should have followed up.
Absolutely.
The internal audit says Wright provided initial information about what that money was approved for, but, quote, would not commit to an interview time and ultimately stopped responding to requests.
I provided the data.
And then when they asked for a follow-up?
Yeah, at that particular point, I said, no, I've told you what you needed.
The audit also included information from teachers who claimed Fay pushed them to change grades. An internal memo sent to Wright obtained by CBS Colorado shows Gateway recorded 484 transcript grade changes in 2019 to 2020, Fay's first year at Gateway, 53% higher than the next closest school. Wright launched an investigation.
Did you feel like there was any wrongdoing when it came to grade changing?
No.
No, from what you found in your investigation.
Right, from what we found.
He says he found the majority were changed from incomplete to Fs, and a majority of the others were verified as changes made by teachers.
No one ever expressed to you that that was told by Mr. Fay to do
No, no one ever did that. No one.
And had that concern been raised, that would have been something you guys
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
But the same memo to Wright suggests he should have known. It includes information from named teachers raising concerns. Wright shared some of this same information to the school board as he vies to be the next superintendent of Aurora Public Schools.
How do you feel about how the timing of all of this coming out?
How do you feel about it? Is it coincidental to you? It's very coincidental to me.
Yeah,
Nothing's accidental.
My name's not in the report, so this is about how you feel.
Nothing's accidental.
Following the Fay investigation, Wright says new checks should be put in place to flag spending based on types of purchases. He also says he made recommendations to change the reporting structure following that investigation into grade changing. Karen Morfitt covering Colorado First.
And Karen has been covering this story extensively. You can catch our coverage from the very beginning all on our website, cbscolorado.com.